Mateusz Rebecki versus Diego Ferreira. Dude, I liked Rebecki in the last fight. I still like Rebecki in this fight, man. He stalks forward, gets the TKO by overwhelming guys. His strength is unreal. Unreal for the division. Dude's built like a brick shit house. Good takedowns. He can win with all methods. Diego Ferreira, he struggles to fit in the takedowns, and with that power that Rebecki has, I mean, I feel like he's going to get slammed. We could be looking for a slam knockout here. He's reckless. Diego Ferreira has gas concerns. He will quit on a fight. We saw he got like a knee, I think, and like the towards the back of his ribs, and he just waved at the ref and like waved the fight off. And if you're gonna be like that against, I forget who it was against, but that against that guy, I can't imagine what you're gonna be like against Rebecki. I'm gonna take Rebecki by double method. He's at minus 245, so it's kind of a nasty money line number. But I mean, I can't see a world where Ferreira wins. What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, I can't disagree much with you on this, so I'm just going to add a little bit of extra detail that you didn't go over, but you hit the nail pretty much on the fucking head. But to flesh it out a little bit further, Carlos Diego Ferreira, when I first saw these odds, I was like, yeah, what the fuck? These are some of the most drastic odds we've seen so far. Why is it that way with plus 210 for Carlos Diego and minus 258 for Mateusz Rebecki? And I started doing some little, research here, and it's because in his last 4 fights, Carlos Diego has lost 3 fights and only won 1 fight. And that fight that he did win was May of last year against Michael Johnson, knocked him out by KO punch. Michael Johnson, St. Louis guy, legend, great fighter, been in the game a long time. Time for him to hang up the gloves. Let's just say that. So I'm not too impressed that your last win in 4 fights was against Michael Johnson. The fight that you were talking about where he just kind of gave up was against Mateusz Gamrot, another Polish guy with a very similar name to Rebecki. That was a TKO submission, knee to the body. That was December of 2021. So he's had a long layoff. It only gets worse from here, kids. So December 18th, 2021 to May 20th, 2023, long layoff, and has only won 1 fight. Before Mateusz Gamrot, the other Polish guy had him fucking TKO'd. Gregor Gillespie TKO'd him with elbows and punches. May 8th, 2021, Beneil Dariush won a split decision against him February 2021. So,
and Carlos Diego been getting posterized too. Beneil has been getting dominated.
Yes, so that's not exactly a win that has aged very well since then. That is definitely a win that's aged like fucking milk and not wine. So, some other problems with Carlos Diego Ferreira. Around the time of the Gregor Gillespie fight, he was rightfully looked at as a legitimate contender and threat to the 155-pound division where this fight takes place. And that was because at the time that Beneil Dariush lost didn't look so bad. And before that, he had a rear naked choke over Anthony Pettis, unanimous decision over Merbak Tazimov, Rustam Khabibulov, unanimous decision, TKO'd Kyle Nelson, TKO'd Jared Gordon, unanimous decision over Olivier Aubin-Mercier. So he is on a 6-fight win streak, and he has just been skidding ever since then. So some other problems, though. I don't think he should be looked at anymore as like a viable threat or viable challenger to this division after he's been on this skid. And, moving the needle for me has not occurred after the Michael Johnson KO because he's 39 years old, long periods of inactivity. And from 2016 to 2018, where was he? Was he injured? What happened? Because he had a huge fucking layoff there. 2014, he's been in the UFC since 2014 and 39 years old. Read the fucking writing on the wall. It's not looking good. Let's just say that. There are genetic freaks. There are marvels. There are people like Yo Romero, Randy Couture, etc. that exist out there that defy expectations and defy the age gap and all that bullshit. I don't think Carlos Diego Ferreira is that guy. His best chance at this fight is trying to take advantage of the grappling before he's too tired. Because even after round 1 in a 15-minute fight, if he's not getting the sub each round, his fucking chances go drastically further and further down. Because his best chance is a crazy sub attempt within like the first round. If he doesn't get that, he's fucking done. His striking, offense, and defense, he's basically like Chase Hooper. It's not any better at all compared to Rebecki. Rebecki clearly has the edge there. And as long as Rebecki doesn't put himself in compromising situations and get a little carried away with his head placement and, just his placement in general, if he decides to initiate the grappling exchanges, I think he'll have another easy night. And just like Borshev, I think he'll get the KO TKO, and it plays out in kind of a similar fashion to that Chase Hooper fight.
So, again, you're going the KO TKO, not the double.
Yeah, KO TKO. I just think he's going to be able to just overwhelm, like you were talking about, how he does to guys. Carlos Diego Ferreira is a prime candidate to be overwhelmed with his subpar striking defense and his subpar striking offense, and he's just going to get probably ground and pounded. I think he will at least be smart enough to try to, put up some offense off of his back, try to go for sub attempts, but I think Rebecki's just going to be smart. He's going to be aware of his positioning. He's not going to put his limbs in compromising positions, and he's going to get a pretty good ground and pound finish, if I'm being very precise.
You better start listening to the Better in Green podcast. You will not regret it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. And hey, I'm Dean Blandino.
Welcome to Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? To Better in Green, eh? Listening and cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, hey. Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Wyatt, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better in Green.